This is kind of how I warm things up. I guess a lot of people would do this, but I do this.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. Be sure to hit that subscribe and those notifications so you know every time I upload something. My favorite thing to do is beauty boxes. So I've got BoxyCharm right here. This is the July 2018 BoxyCharm. BoxyCharm is a $21 a month subscription, and you get about 5 or 6 full-size beauty items in each box. I love this box. This is one of my favorites. So far each month it has not let me down, so that's awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and dig into this. You can see that I have absolutely no makeup on. I kind of already know what is inside the box. I did take a peek just so I had an idea of what else I needed to get from my makeup to do a full look today based on what we have in this box. The first thing we have is Dr. Brandt, Needles No More, No More Baggage. Dr. Brandt is definitely one of my favorite lines. I have gotten several things from Dr. Brandt. Actually, I got a lot of Dr. Brandt things in my BoxyCharm boxes. We're gonna go ahead and start off with trying this out. And got my mirror going. So this here, it's for all skin types. And after your eye moisturizer, warm a tiny amount between fingers. Gently pat directly on bags and dark circles. Use alone or under makeup for best results. Dry in between applications. Reapply as needed. So we're going to go ahead and give this a shot. It's like orange when it comes out of the tube. And so I'm going to warm it up. And this is kind of how I warm things up. I guess a lot of people would do this, but I do this. I don't know why. I just do. I can definitely use some help in the baggage department. Allow to dry. Oh, wow. Okay. It's definitely diminished my eye bags quite a bit. The other things we have here, I'm going to need to put my foundation and concealer and powder and everything on before we do that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Okay, base is on. I did a little bit of contouring so we can keep going. I gotta move this out of the way though. All right, so next thing we have is something for your eyebrows, and this is by Cella, and it is an tantalizing taupe eyebrow cream. I'm not 100% sure that taupe is gonna be the best color for me, but we're gonna find out. So it took me a few minutes to figure out this little package here, and what you do is, this is a brush right there, and then here you unscrew this, and inside is the pomade, which is kind of a nifty little design. So let me first start off by brushing my eyebrows up just a little bit with a little spoolie. And let's dip into this. Oh, actually, it might work. It's kind of soft for me, but I think this should work for most people. So here's a swatch of it. So that looks like it might work. So let's go ahead and get this on my eyebrows, because my eyebrows are looking wrecked and they need some help. All the help they can get. Goes on pretty smoothly, which is nice. You know, I'm gonna grab my other mirror. This one is just too small. Ah, this is better. You guys might actually see what I'm doing now. So to do my eyebrows, I usually do a line below and kind of taper it off into the tail. And I tend to extend my tail a little bit. Then I also do a line above. And sometimes I'll accentuate my arch a little bit. Sometimes I won't. Just like that. And then I go into the inner part of the brow right here. And with this part, I tend to be kind of lacking in the brow department. It's all that plucking I did in the 90s. So I usually have to fill that in a little bit more than normal. And the way your brows should work is, if you take a pencil, anything like this, line it up to the side of your nose. You should start your brow right there. And then on the edge of your nose to your eye and your brow right there. So I need to add on a little bit more to my brow tail there. It's better. And then I just kind of feather in the strokes in the center of my brow just to kind of bring it all together. My eyebrows are pretty wrecked, but once I get them done, they look pretty nice and smooth. So before, after. Oh yeah, that's really good. I expected this to be a lot lighter than it is, and it seems like it's a really good color. This actually kind of rivals my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Dip, which is kind of nice, and I like that it's all in one tube. So this I like it a lot. The next item, and this is by Note. It is a compact blusher. It's in the shade Desert Rose, which sounds like it might be a good color for me. I tend to like rosy kind of blushes over like real peachy blushes. So let's take a look. Oh, actually that might work out really well for me. That's really pretty. I know that underneath is this silly little brush, which I will never use. I'm not usually into using brushes that come with the products. I know I'm not alone in that. Picked up quite a bit. I'm gonna tap some of that off. It's really pigmented. And go over it a little bit with a little powder just to kind of tone it down just a little. I'm gonna go a little bit onto the bridge of my nose just to accentuate a little bit more of a sun-kissed kind of look. So that's Note. That's actually pretty nice. It's a really great neutral, which I am really digging. Next we have a palette. Now some of the boxes came with a spray, a finishing spray, and some of them came with a palette. I got the palette here. It's by Crown Pro, and I'm actually really happy that I got the palette just because I get really particular on the types of sprays that I use on my face. This is what it looks like. It's very basic. This is a cardboard finish. It's not really rough. It feels different than like a smooth cardboard. It's like a satin cardboard. And then we've got the colors inside. So some very deserty colors. It looks like this is a good all-around palette. It's got a little bit of everything. It's got some good transitions. It's got a nice dark one. This might actually be a pretty decent travel palette because it's not too big. It's very thin, and it's got most of the colors that most people would need. They're definitely warmer tones. I am a little bored of rose gold because I have it in pretty much every single palette that I own, but this one here with the shift is actually kind of cool. So I'm definitely going to be using that. So let's do some eye makeup here. I'm going to start with a fluffy brush if I can find one. I don't know where any of my fluffy brushes are. So let's start off with a fluffy brush here. I'm going to dig into this one here. Hardly any fallout. I'm actually a little concerned that it's picking any up. Oh, there we go. Kind of have to dig into it a little bit. This has a slight shimmer to it with a base. I don't really mind too much. If it has a shimmer, I'm okay with that. I tend to prefer the mattes in the crease, and then shimmers, they can just go wherever they want. Next, I'm gonna go in with a crease color, and we're gonna start off with this one over here, whatever this color is, and then I'll probably just deepen it up a little bit. And I'm just doing a real basic look today. So starting at the crease, I'm going to start at the end. Maybe we'll do a bit of a halo. So I'm going to kind of concentrate it in the inner corner and outer corner. And then sweep it all along my lid and into the crease. And I'm going all the way up to my brow bone, but not onto my brow bone. So my brow bone is like right here. I'm going right below it. All right, so there's that one. And then I want to deepen up my crease just a little bit more. So I'm going with a brush that's a little bit more packed. And I am going to go ahead and go into this color, which is right below the one that I just used in the palette. And we're just going to deepen up that crease. I'm again concentrating it on the outside and a little bit on the inside as well. If you get anything in the center part,
don't really worry too much about it, just because we're going to use a little bit of concealer to brighten up what we put there. And now I'm going to go in even deeper, and let's dig into this one right here, which is kind of an eggplant color. It's really pretty. And I'm just going below where I packed that other color in. This one is not, it is, okay. Let's try it again. There we go. These colors you definitely have to layer. I feel like I'm layering this one quite a bit. I'm going into my third swipe into it. Okay, and now I'm going to take some concealer, or you can use your foundation too. The foundation works with this as well. I'm going to take a little bit on a brush. Make kind of a right above your pupil, right above my pupil right there. Make a bit of, I'm going to put my mirror here. Make a bit of a line. Just up to the crease. And then blend it out. And I like using a separate brush to blend it. I don't like using the same brush just because I feel like there's a lot of product on it. Just like that. And then I am going to take a paddle brush just like this. This is one that I got. I think I got this in last month's BoxyCharm. I don't remember. It's a Luxie brush. And I'm going to dip into the center color here. It did pick up a lot. I did not wet the brush. Sometimes I do that. This time I'm not going to. And I don't feel like I need to on this. I did that center part right there, and then I'm going to go back into this eggplant color and just kind of deepen up right around it. And this is going to help blend it a little bit too. Just like that. And you know, let's go into this light color just with my finger. Tap it into that. I'm going to go in with the other one and tap it around. There. So let me go ahead and do my other eye, and I will be right back. All right, so eye number 2 is done. I'm going to go ahead and do some liner and some lashes. I did have a couple of people ask me how I did my liner, so just going to show you how to do it. This is a real simple wing. I'm just going to do a real short wing here. And what I do is where my eyebrow tail ends and my eye is, I put a little line. Boop. Just like that. Bring it down to, I can't do this while I'm talking. Bring it down to my the corner of my eye. And then bring it over to the center. Just like that. And then I go ahead and line the rest of it. And I do a fairly thin line on the rest of it usually. I can't do it while I'm talking. Sometimes I pull my eye like this so I don't get any skips. So, give me a second. There. I'm going to go in with a clean fluffy brush and go into that first color that I did the transition with. And just really lightly go in. And I like to kind of connect it with what I've got going on up here. And then I also like to line the bottoms of my eyes. You can do this in any shade that you have. You can do it in a nude. A nude would look good with this. You can do it in a brown. You can do it in a black. I'm just going to go ahead and do it in black because it's what I have in my hands right now. And if you wanted to soften that up, you can with just a real thin brush. You just go right along your lash line with it. And then the last thing I have in my box is this Unleashed Volume and Curl Mascara by Wander Beauty. I've gotten a few things by Wander Beauty in boxes before. I've always been pretty happy with them, so this will be no exception. This is one of those new squeezy tubes that a lot of mascaras are coming in. I think that Tarte has some mascaras that come in this, and there's a few others. The formula looks thick, which is nice. It doesn't feel watery at all. Here's the brush. It's got a slight curve to it, which is kind of cool. The bristles are really full, so we're going to try it out. Normally I would do false lashes with this, but because I got the mascara in my box, I'm going to go ahead and do this instead. What I like to do when I'm putting mascara on is I go to the very base and I wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Okay, so there's a really easy look with the BoxyCharm stuff that you get this month. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to sign up, there will be a link down below, and be sure to subscribe to my channel. Make sure you hit those notifications so that you know every time I upload something. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you again soon. Bye.